Hi guys, and welcome to the Sheffield United vs Sunderland match preview. So, Sunderland do go to Bramall Lane on Wednesday night, and it is going to be, well, I would say arguably, but it absolutely is going to be our most difficult test so far this season. I know a lot of people have said that, but it's absolutely true, including Alex Neil. You know, Sheffield United are absolutely going to be up there come the end of the season. I'm not too sure whether we're going to be. I know everyone has different expectations, different predictions, but for me, Sheffield United will absolutely be up there come the end of the season. I've got some cracking players within that side as well. You know, you've got particularly, you know, in recent times, the midfielder. I'm not too sure how you pronounce it. I know it's Sander. I think it's either Berger or Burge. But either way, I'm a fan of his. I know they signed him when they were in the Premier League, big fee, and maybe didn't quite live up to expectations, but he's been fantastic for the opening games of the season, bagging goals, and he's a big threat. You know, he's a big lad as well from the middle of the park. So, you know, they have threats all over the shot anyway. They've got absolutely high calibre, championship quality set of players there, maybe even sprinkling of Premier League here and there. But, you know, it's going to be such a tough task. Going away from home, you know, we've just suffered the injury ourselves of Ballard. It was announced today that he is out for the foreseeable. He's fractured his foot. Now, to me, with a fractured foot, it can be anywhere between sort of 6 to 8 weeks, maybe even a little bit longer, and that's just for it to sort of heal to the point where you can take your cast off and maybe try and get a bit of weight on it again. But then obviously he has to get back to fitness again, so it's going to be out for nearly sort of 2 months, and then he needs to get him back to full fitness again. So you could be looking at a very long time without Ballard, who's been absolutely crucial so far this season. So we need to replace him. Who's going to go there instead? Will Alex Neil opt for, you know, Luke O'Nien, as he did the other day? Or will he go for someone like a Bailey Wright, you know, a bit of leadership, someone who can just slot in there, he's a natural defender anyway. Or maybe he wants a bit of height and a bit of pace in Alessi, but we shall see. But what we're going to do anyway, I'm going to go into my sort of preferred starting 11, and I'll give it away immediately. It's almost unchanged, bar one, but we will have a look at it right now. And as you can see, it is pretty much unchanged with Patterson in goal. You've got Sirkin, Danny-Bart and Bailey right across the back there. Then you've got Clark, Evans, Neil and Gooch. Pritchard in behind, Ellis Sims and Ross Stewart as well. Now, I did struggle. I did consider maybe throwing Bailey Wright and Luke O'Nien in there, or maybe even Alessi instead of Bailey Wright, or maybe Alessi instead of Sirkin, should I say. Just so it's 3 natural centre backs, but for me, I just think Alessi looked absolutely all over the place in that cup game midweek or the other week. Sorry, against Sheffield Wednesday, should I say? He looked absolutely all over the place, and yes, that's only 1 game, so it might be unfair to just write the lad off already and immediately. But to chuck him in a game, you know, at Bramall Lane, you know, with all that pressure on him. And I know he's been in bigger games before anyway with West Ham, but he just looks so all over the place and actually quite weak considering what a big lad he is. So maybe it could be a good redemption story to do that, and then maybe push Sirkin forward, and then obviously Clark could push forward as well, and maybe change things around somewhere to try and accommodate that. But I feel like that is probably the team he will go with, unless he does change Bailey Wright, maybe stick on maybe stick an O'Nien because he did favour him the other day. Potentially, we don't know, but I think that is probably the side I would go with. It's a really difficult one at the minute because, as Alex Neil did say in the press conference earlier on today, and I think it's very true, he said himself he doesn't care about the names on the back of the shirt. He just goes for the players that he believes will get the job done on the day against that specific team. That's all it is. He doesn't have favourites as such. He looks at his players, sees who he believes will do the job on the day against a specific side, as I say, and he makes that 11. He puts his strongest 11 as he can that he thinks will get the win. End of story. There isn't favouritism. Oh, it's not. Oh, he might be upset. And he also said, you know, that there's certain players, you know, if you don't train well, or if you show bad attitude, you push yourself further and further away from the first or the starting 11. Whereas if you train really well, and then when you do get your opportunity to play, when you do come in as a sub and you play well, you're going to push yourself closer and closer to that starting 11. So maybe there's players in there that aren't actually training as well as we know, or maybe showing a bit of attitude problems. Of course, that's just a bit of speculation, but that is what he said, and it sounds simple, but it's just very interesting that Alex Neil did note that. But this is probably the lineup I would go with, I feel somewhat the most comfortable with. Maybe even stick Patrick Roberts instead of Gooch, purely because then it gives us that attacking outlet as well. I know Gooch can get forward, and I definitely would prefer Gooch on the more defensive side to Patrick Roberts. I know that Gooch, and I've said it a lot of times, he is very questionable when he is tracking back, and because positionally he can get dragged into centre a little bit and go all over the place and leave the sort of the left-hand side really, really open for oppositions. But I would certainly prefer Gooch there rather than Patrick Roberts having to get back and defend, because that isn't really Roberts' game at all. So yeah, so that is what I would go with. And of course, in the comments down below, let me know what you would do if you were in charge of the starting 11. But now to the dreaded score predictions, and you know, it's been a very, very difficult one, because I think with this one, they will come at us, and they will come at us, and they will come at us. And that is something that generally, I think, can play in our favour, because on the counter-attack, with the likes of Stewart and Sims, we will always have a chance, because I think against any defence in this league, no word of a lie, I think we have a chance purely because of how good I truly believe Sims and Stewart can be. They're both so, you know, even if they're not in the greatest of games, just their physicality alone can prove to be a nightmare for defences, you know, because they help each other, they nod the ball onto each other, they hold the ball up really well for each other, and they're scoring goals. They're both incredibly in form at the minute. The thing that worries me is us defensively against how strong, you know, against how this really, really strong attacking Sheffield United side are. Yes, they've drawn one, they've lost one, and they've won one, but they're looking very dangerous, and I can't see anything other than a Sheffield United win, unfortunately. And I am going to go for a Sheffield United 3-1 win. And I don't want fans to panic after that, because we have had a good start to the season. But Sheffield United at the moment, I just believe, are potentially a step above us. Well, they are a step above us. Let's not beat around the bush. I've seen comments in certain videos recently saying, you know, why am I content with a point here and there? You know, Sunderland are a top 10 Premier League club. No, they're not. No, they're not. End of story. No, they're not. You know, they were. Maybe in the future they should be. We should aim to be there. But right now, we've just been promoted from League One. And that doesn't mean I'm happy with losing, happy with only picking up the odd point here and there. Of course not. I do have ambition for the club. But let's be realistic, guys. Come on. You know, and I am just predicting what we see here. Alex Neil's frustrated as well. He wants another 4 or 5 players in the club. We need that, at least. We've still got largely a League One quality, well, not League One quality, because a lot of these haven't been tested in the Championship, and they're actually showing or proving to be pretty decent at this level at the moment in time. But only 3 games have been played. We have a largely unproven young squad, and people are expecting us to get promoted in top 1. Or at least some people are expecting us to be, you know, flying to the frigging Premier League at first time of asking. That would be a miracle, but let's try and be somewhat realistic. And that's not me belittling or patronising certain people. You can have all the ambition you want in the world, but for me, it's trying to be somewhat realistic. If we finish 10th, if we finish 15th, I'll be buzzing. I would be buzzing. For a team that's just come up from League One, because that's exactly what we are, I'll be happy with that. But yeah, so I'm going to go for a 3-1 Sheffield United win. I'll be pissed off about it, but, you know, I'd never want us to lose. And I've told you, that I've said this as well, you know, in League One, I predicted almost a win almost every single game. With this one, this season, it's not going to be as plain sailing as that, and I can't see it. If we manage to get a draw, again, I think that'll be an excellent result against a team that should be at least in the top 6 this season, and I will take that. So I'm going to go for a 3-1 Sheffield United win, and that'll be annoying, but that is what I'm going for, guys. Again, I think it'd be interesting as well. We did just touch on it then. What are your expectations for the season? Are you expecting a top 6 finish? Are you expected to go up first time of asking? Do you want a consolidation season? Is it simply staying up for you? Let me know in the comments down below. But also, of course, let me know what team you would use for tomorrow night, and also what score prediction you're going to go for. Now, unfortunately, and I know I have said this before, and then I've ended up doing a review, but this team I physically can't. I won't be able to watch the game tomorrow, so there will be no match review for it. I'm out, and there's no way I could possibly watch the game. So for the first time this season, you won't be getting a match review. You won't get a late one the next day or anything like that, because I'm actually not going to be able to watch it at all. But yeah, so that is everything, of course, and everything I've mentioned. Let me know how you feel about it in the comments down below. But if you have enjoyed, please smash the like button for me. It's always so appreciated, guys. Your like buttons, they mean more than you know. And of course, if you are new, you watch the videos, you just haven't quite clicked subscribe yet, please do. It means the absolute world. We've recently passed 15k. Let's keep on going. But anyway, guys, you take care and stay jamming.